and this is our topic for today, mathematics of finance. So this is what we are going to be doing. We are going to write each one of the formulas and explain every one of it and solve us likely questions on this as well. All right. All right. Yeah, so mathematics of finance. Yep, mathematics of finance. All right, so let's start with simple interest. Like I said, I will know the formulas for everything, then I'll explain. So now, we all know our interest is equal to your principal times rate times your year. N represents what? The number of years. Now, our M represents number of times in a year. Yeah, number of times in a year. That is usually uncommon for simple interest. So I relate it as principal times rate times interest. Your rate is in percentage, so you convert it to decimal. What do I mean by that? If you are told 5% interest rate, that's 0.005. You understand? That's our rate. Our rate. Good. So now, let's move to. Now, first, continue further. This is the live class. That's it. I'm making this video live at 10 and I'm also teaching a particular set of students. So I'm on starting. I'm doing 2 cards, 100 days. Anyone to 10 days. Now, our amount is equal to what? Your principal plus what? Your interest. Principal plus interest. Now, what if you are now asked? What are now asked to get your amount after at the end of so years? Let's say at the end of 5 years, and that is the interest with it. Do you understand? No, our amount is also equivalent to future value. So if you ask for the amount at the end of the year, or at the end of 5 years, or at the end of 10 years, then you might not need to pass through to paying your simple interest. You understand? So I don't see your amount because of your principal plus your principal times rate times. So that's how they generate it. P in bracket 1 plus what? Rm. Close bracket. You understand? So then I think they ask you to get your amount directly. And sometimes in some textbook, you see pictures of present value. That's what future value, or that's at the end of the year, or it was simple interest. So this is standard was simple interest was formula. Now the next was compound interest. Now what's the difference between simple interest and compound interest? Now the difference is that for simple interest, your interest is constant throughout the life. So what do I mean? Let's assume. Now, let's dive a little bit through some explanation. So let's assume our principal is 5,000 now. Our interest is what? Let's assume 10%. And now, sorry, our rate rather. Then let's assume this. If it is a simple interest, like I said, the rate is what? Constant. That's why you can use P times R times N. So that is just 5,000 times 10% times 5. So this will give us percent of this is what? 500. 500 times 5, that's 25. So this is that 25 that you receive for the whole 5 years, that is 25 for year 2, 25 for year 3, up to what? Year 5. But it's compound interest, from the word compound, that is add, is sum up together, and take it to the what? To the next level, which means that if 25 is the interest. That is, this means 500 is the interest for year one. Like that. This time, this is just 500. It means you add up your 500 to what? To your 5,000 for year two principal. Then after, so this is how it, okay, this is how it looks like in a table. So let's do the formula. Let me first show you. This is the principal. These are our rates. And these are what? Years. Or let me just call it. Then these are what? Amount. So our principal here is what? 5. This for compound interest. Now this is 5,000 times what? 10% times what? 1. These are year 1. Abi? So that will just give us what? 500. Right? So you now for you to get for year 2, you sum it up because they are compounding it together. This 500 plus what? Your principal. Abi? So it gives us what? 5,500. You get my point? So if you 5,500 as what? 10%. And that will give us what? This for year 2. That will give us what? 550. And keep going on like that. So it will be 550 plus what? 5,000 what? 500. Do you understand? That will give us what? 6,000. Right? So let me stop here. Because this is not, this is just an explanation. So this is for year 3. And the amount at the end of year 3 will give us what? Our interest rate. So remember this interest. This interest. Then I could just open another one for what? Amount. This will be what? Let me call it amount. This is 5. So for better this is 5. You take it to what? Year 2. You look for the interest and you add it to give us what? 6,000. 15 naira. You take it to that part, give us 600 hours. 5. Abi? And that will give us 6655. 6655. And it keeps going like that. But if it happens to be a simple interest, this 5,000 will be what? Our interest is going to be what? Constant. You get my point? Which means everything here will just go from there. You get my point? But now instead of doing this is going to take time. So that you cannot deal with 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. You can't keep going on like this. You get my point? And besides, sometimes they might tell you that it is being compounded how many times in a year. They can tell you maybe quarterly, and we have 4 class, that's what 4. You get my point? But that won't be feasible using this table only. And as a result of that, they came up with this formula that our amount is equal to what? So principal open bracket 1 plus our R over N close bracket N times what? N. Now, where our A equals our future value, so I can also write it this way. N times N. So you can either write it this way, right? Or I'll suggest to use this one here, so you might know how to apply it to the question. Where your F is your F is your future value, your P is your present value, your R is your rate. Then your N is what? Okay, let me write it. Your R is your rate. Your N is what? Number of what? Years. While your N is number of what? Times in where? In A. So let me put it in brackets. Can be quarterly, monthly, or what? Weekly. So you can use them to compound your interest rate. So that's for compound interest. Like I said, mathematics of finance will be dealing with for simple interest, compound interest, and annuity. So now this is for simple interest and compound interest. But now, what if they ask for the present value of this? If they ask for the present value of this, what do? You can choose to leave it this same way. You understand? And you just use the figure. At least you input the figure for your future value, input the figure for this. Then by the time you divide the whole of it, by the time you get the answer of the whole of it, then you divide both sides. Or for those that are dealing with theory, that's for those doing okay. For those dealing with theory, you can rewrite for your compound that as P equals to your FB over what? Then you rewrite the whole of it. 1 plus what? R over what? M over N times what? N. You understand? So it will give you, and sometimes you see it in some textbook like this, the same thing. Your future value, open bracket, 1 plus R over N, close bracket, minus what? N times what? N. It's still the same thing. It's like, this is like you interpreting it as an inverse. Or you see N. So N times N is the same as what? N. Depending on the way you want it. So these are the formulas that you can have under compound of interest. You understand? Then the next thing is what? If they ask you to compound it continuously, what do you do? If they ask you to compound this continuously, so if you are being asked, let me call it continuous compounding. If you are asked to compound it continuously, if you are being asked to compound it continuously, then I'll be using future value and present value. Your future value is equal to your present value. The exponential to the power of what? Your rate times what? Number of years. So that's what? Your future what? Continuously was compounding your interest. And you see question like, what is the total amount at the end of what? So year, if compounded continuously. And it is for this, there are how much you invest now for you to arrive at what? This amount, given these certain conditions. Yes. So you will see question like, how much should you invest now? Or how much should he deposit now for him to get so amount? So they are ask you, how much, you see question like, how much should I invest or deposit now to get 100,000 naira in 5 years, given the rate of what? 2% or 3% or 4%. Do you understand? And you can now go further by saying, okay, if it is being compounded quarterly, you understand? That's what this M is for. So quarterly, look up. If it is quarterly, your M is equal to 4. If it is weekly, your M is equal to what? 52. Then if it is monthly, your M is equal to what? 12. Although it is rare, but it is daily. If it's not realistic, it is daily. So our M is equal to what? 365, depending on the year. If you leap year, then it's 360 what? You get my point. So just understand this concept. Now back to this. If the answer for the present value of this, it's still the same thing. Your PV is equal to what? Your FV dot e to the power minus Rn. Or you can just say FV over e to the power of Rn, depending on the way you want it. You get my point. So that's that for what? Compound interest. Compound interest. Now, the next in line is what? Annuity. Annuity. So what's annuity? Sometimes you see something like sinking fund. That is when they want you to sum up all your interest together with your principal. And also look how much the total value you get from it. Now, from my observation, annuity that there was constant cash flow. So you observe in your question, you'll be given that you have a constant amount that you was depositing. There will be a constant amount that you was depositing in your account. You get. But now before I go to that, so let me drop question. Let me give you the formula for it. Right. Alright. So now for annuity, we have different types of annuity. We have annuity due, perpetual annuity, ordinary annuity. But I'll be focusing on two for now, which is ordinary annuity and annuity due. So ordinary annuity is the annuity in which you make payments at the end of what? The period. So what do I mean by that? Ordinary annuity. Ordinary annuity. To make payments at the end of the period. So I'm using the same value. Future value is equal to your present value, open bracket. Now be careful of bracket, especially when you are dealing with using calculator. For those that are doing CBT, be careful with your calculator. So that it's your bracket sign. That was 1 plus what? R over what? Close bracket, n times what? M. Minus what? 1, close bracket. Everything all over R over M. So that's the formula of your ordinary annuity. You see, this is like you having your present value time, your compound interest, then keep going on over and on. What does this also mean again? It means that by the end of it, you minus your initial present value. But I don't want to go deep into that because that's for an advanced level and it is really none of our business for the scope of what I'm teaching you. Now, for the present value of an annuity, present value of an annuity, like I said, you can also use this formula for present value. You simply rewrite the whole of it. You take the whole of it and you divide it over future value. Or you can also take it this way, your present value equals to your future value, open bracket, 1 minus, open bracket, 1 plus R over M, close bracket, let me use this, close bracket, minus what? M. Yeah. Close the brief bracket over what? R over M. So that's the present value of what? An ordinary annuity. You get. Now for annuity due. Annuity due. Payment is made when at the beginning. So if there was some changes. Just know, I won't call it changes, I'll call it there are some additions to this. So now for annuity due, for our future value of an annuity due, you take this same formula that is our present value, abi, open 1 plus what? R over M, right? Times M minus what? 1, close bracket, over what? R over M. But because it's made at the beginning, then you multiply it by what? 1 plus what? R over M. So these are our future value of what? Annuity due. Do you understand? Now, don't worry, as we get all this formula, I'll pick questions and I will solve. And I'll tell you how and when to apply this formula. So for those online, you can also write this down because it's very important in the journey of our question. Alright, so now for our present value, similarly, our future value, open bracket, was 1 minus 1 plus R over N, close bracket, minus what? N over what? R over N, then you multiply it by what? 1 plus R over what? N. Like I said, the same for our annuity is the same for our compound interest, which means number of times in a year. So these are the formulas that you need to know for now on mathematics of finance for this level, unless eventually you move to the next stage. But for now, just know this formula is good to go. Alright, take this down. All right. You. You see that kind of now let's solve question. Alright, so now, I'm sure you must have taken a screenshot of this or you must have snapped it. So these are the formulas that you need to pass this course, FBA or FIN 231. FBA 231 or FIN 233. So once you know this, you are good to go. As regards FBA, you shouldn't get as complex of it, but for FIN, it might get 2 points. Now, our first question. So, are you ready? For our first question, a principal of 5,000 naira, a principal of 5,000 naira is invested at 6% interest rate. Find the amount. So, like I said, whenever find the amount after 10 years, so that's our future value. So after 10 years, our end is what? 10. Then what's our end year? Since it is not, if find the amount after 10 years, if the interest is compounded annually, so when you get what annual, it means what? Every year, which means once in a year. Therefore, our end is what? 1. Alright, that's the question. Now, what's our react for our future value? What the question says after 10 years. Future value says after 10 years. So once you know the amount that we have after 10 years. Alright. Future value is equal to our principal is 5,000 naira. In bracket 1 plus what? Our rate here is what? 6 over 100 is equal to 0.06. 0.06 over what? 1 in brackets 10 years, that's 10 times what? 1. Alright, so you calculate this. Alright, so you can use this in your calculator directly, especially for those that are solving using those that are doing CBT. Alright, so for those online, have a look at this. So this is 5,000 naira. 5,000 naira, then you open your bracket 1 plus 0.06. Then you see this sign here, although it's over 1, but let me just show you in case of next time. When you press this sign over here, it's over what? 1. Then you adjust your cursor to the right hand side. You close your bracket. Then this here is representing what? Our power. That's 10 times what? 1. Then this is your answer. So our answer is 8,954.24. $8,954.2 approximately. So this is our crucial value of what our investment over here. That's what 8,554. If you do not understand, reverse the video back and watch it over again so that I have another understanding. Now let me solve one more question on compound interest. Now, okay, let's do it this way. Now this question is straightforward. Alright, so now because this question says that what? It is compounded what? Annually. Because this question says that it is compounded annually. Now, what if the let's start requirement 1, requirement 2 for the same question? The same figure, the principal is 5,000, rate is 6%, our year is 10 years. Now, but compound it what? If the interest, if it is compounded quarterly. So which means the same figure, but this time around our end is equal to 4, because it's what we have 4 quarters in a year. Quarter is 3 months, so 12 divided by 3 is what? 4. We have 4 quarters in a year. Therefore, our future value will change. That is what 5,000 naira in bracket 1 plus 0.06 over 4. Close bracket 10 times 4. So easy peasy, you just press it in your calculator the same way. So now I have not explained all this. So this is how you adjust it, because I haven't cleaned this yet. So you come here and adjust. For those that are here when I was solving the initial one, you change it to what? 10 times what? 4. You come back here and make this what? 4. Wow, there's an obvious increase when we compound it quarterly compared to when we compound it just once in a year. So all that amount here, 9,070 naira point 09. So there's a huge difference in what? In the amount that we get. So now you guys will stop for me, for those that are online. Help me to compound this help me to find the future value if it is being compounded monthly, and give me your answer in the comment section. So solve it if it is compounded monthly, and give me your answer in the comment section so that I can attend it. You can screenshot it and post it. I will address it. Alright. So if you are done with that, alright, so now you have to press pause. So this will give you your answer. Alright, so if it is compounded monthly, our end is going to be 12, and our future value will give us 9,096.98. So if it did not give you this, then you are wrong. Alright, so that's enough question on what? Compound interest for now. Alright, let me solve the next one. Now, let's use the same question to save us time and energy. What if the question now goes to us like this? A principal, the same question, a principal of 5,000 naira is invested at 6% interest. Find the amount after 10 years if the interest is compounded continuously. If the interest is compounded continuously. Alright. We are still asking for what? The future value. Because what? They said what? After 10 years. And we are giving the principal. So our future value is equal to what? Still the same 5,000 times our exponential to the power of what? Our R is what? 0.06 times what? 10. So if you solve this manually, you give us 0.6. That's 5,000 times. Alright, for I don't assume you all know how to impute to exponential function. So let me do that for you guys. You have 5,000 times. Now, to press your exponential, you press alpha, the alpha key. Then you come down here and press your what? Times 10 to the power of x. Once you press this, it gives you your exponential. Then you press this to give what? Power. 0.06 times 10. Then you press equal to. So 9,110.58. Wow. Huge amount. So you want to invest. Just compound this continuously so that I can get your better return on investment. You understand? So assuming this has to be in millions, then you know that you have made about 400 million plus as your return on investment. So that's for what compound plus interest. So now let's move to what? Annuity. But before I move to annuity, alright, before I move to annuity, let's solve a question. Or let me give you a question manually. Alright, so here goes the question. How much should be invested? How much be invested if an amount of 500 naira is desired at 8% increase for 6.5 years. If it is compounded dash requirement 1 monthly and requirement 3 semi-annually. Alright, so you guys should attempt this right now. How much should be invested if an amount of 500 naira is desired at 8% interest rate for 6.5 years? If it's compounded monthly, quarterly, and semi-annually. Now, semi-annually, yeah. Now, what is annually? Annually means 1 year. So they say semi-annually, it means what? Twice in a year. Or they can write this as what? Every 6 months. You see the word like every 6 months is equivalent to what? Semi-annually. You understand? So biannually and semi-annually, they are talking about the same thing. So attempt this and give me your answer in the comment section below. All right. Now, so screenshot this part. We will send a YouTube shot for it. So we will prove to you that this can be solved. You know, if you know how to do your. For those that are using it, if you know how to handle your capital way, you'll be able to solve this in few minutes. All you need to do is just be able to interpret this and Now, what are they asking you for here? They are asking you for what your value is. So if you see question like how much should be invested, that is, they are asking you for how much. So this is the amount that you desire to have in the nearest future. That is in what? 6 years, 6.5 years time. You desire to have what? 500,000. Given in an interest rate of what? 8%. How much should you invest now? If you want to compound it, is it monthly or quarterly or semi-annually? Do you understand? So attempt this and drop your answer. I will attempt to it. Alright, now let's move to annuity. Alright, annuity. Alright, questions on annuity. So how does question look like? From my observation, for annuity, what to watch out for in annuity? Like I said, you watch out for cash or a constant amount. Cash flows of constant amount. 1. Cash flow and constant amount. Then you watch out for the word like accumulated. That is how much you get once when it comes together. So those are the things you watch out for annuity questions. And another thing that you watch out for annuity is, you know, annuity I slashed it into two. One payment at the beginning, one payment at the end. So you need to observe those two. So when are you making the payment? Is it at the beginning? Or when are you using the payment? Is it at the beginning? Or at the end of the period? Do you understand? Now, after observing that, you also pay attention as to whether the question is asking you whether they're asking you the present value for it or the future value. Everything looks very simple, but I will explain how you will understand it and how you will know how to know when to make use of each formula. So now, without wasting much time, let's dive in. Alright, so now let's pick our first question. Are you ready? A deposit of 1,000 is made at the beginning of each month. For those that are right, a deposit of $1,000 is made at the beginning of each month in an account that pays 6% interest, compounded monthly. 6% interest, compounded monthly. What will be the accumulated value of the investment at the end of 5 years? Let me come again. The deposit of $1,000 is made at the beginning of each month in an account that pays 6% interest, compounded monthly. What will be the accumulated value of the investment at the end of 5 years? Alright, our principle here. Okay, let's analyze this. A deposit of 1,000 is made already, abi, which makes it what? Present, right? So our present value, $1,000, are made already. You get my point? Now, at when? At the beginning of what? Each month. At the beginning is what? Annuity due. Write it. One side. So that's how you interpret annuity, because it's at the beginning of each month in an account that pays to our 6%, 0.06. Compounded rent monthly. So we got 12. What will be the accumulated value, that is the sum of everything, at the end of when? At the end of what? 5 years. So once you can analyze it this way, then you know what to do. So once you are able to break it down like this, then you know that calculator will do what? The rest of you. And for those that are solving manually, this is how it goes. So let's try this formula. What are they asking us for? Future value. Future value and ETG. Alright, so our ETG is future value is equal to what? Our present value in brackets. 1 plus R over M times NM, abi, minus what? Over what? Times, because it is made at the beginning of the period. So it is what? 1 R over M. Do you understand? Alright, so once you understand this, then the rest is easy. So you just capture value is equal to what? Our present value is $1,000. Okay, let me drop it down. Our future value is $1,000. Open bracket 1.06 over what? 12. Close bracket. 5 times what? 12. Minus what? 1. Over 0.06 over what? 12. Times 1 plus what? So now we include this in our calculator directly. So you press this in your calculator and to give you the answer. Alright, so this is the last time I'll be showing you how to introduce this in calculator. So you must be observant of the bracket too to avoid mistakes. So this is how it goes. Now we have 1,000 naira. Now, if you observe, before I continue, it is slashed in multiple phases, so you have to be careful. What you should take observance is this big line over here. This big line over here. So, for those that are present in our calculator, or you have to be breaking it down one more. This one big line here, make sure you press it first, and I told you how to do that. So times, okay, let's do anyhow it times this is over here. Now open the first bracket. Can you see the bracket? That's it. Then you open another bracket and write what? 1 plus 0.06. Close the bracket, put it to the power of what? 5 times what? 12. Then shift your cursor to the right, minus what? 1. Then you close the bracket. That's all for that top part. Alright, back here. Alright, let me come again. 1,000 times, then you press this cursor here, this sign here, the fraction sign. Then open the first bracket, then you open another bracket, 1 plus 0.06. Then this is 0.06 over what? Over 12. Then you press your fraction over what? 12. As you can see, the bracket is adjusting by itself because it has been programmed that way. Close the bracket to the power of what? 5 times 12. Shift the cursor to the right, then what? Minus 1. Then you close the bracket. Then you come down and write 0.06. You press your fraction over what? 12. Over 12. You shift your cursor to the right, to the extreme right here. Then you press times, open your bracket. 1 plus 0.06 fraction over what? 12. Shift your cursor to the right, you close bracket. So the answer gave us what? 70,118.88.
ABC.
70,118.88. That's our answer for it. $17,118.88. So that is the amount that we get at the end of 5 years. If it is compounded monthly and due interest of 6%. So that's our future value over there. Alright. So if you don't understand, reverse it and observe well again. Alright. Alright, observe the question like this. Alright, let's move forward. A regular sum of 2,500 naira is invested at the beginning of every year. A regular sum of 2,500 naira is invested at the beginning of every year at 3.5% interest. At 3.5% interest
Is invested at the beginning of every year.
Yes. At 3.5% interest, compounded annually. Full stop. Find the amount invested at the end of 10 years. Find the total amount invested at the end of 10 years. Alright, this is also annuity what type of question is this? Yes, because it is made at it could be every month, it could be every year, it could be beginning of every quarter. If you observe the previous question, he said the reason why they said every month is because it is compounded monthly. This one is because it is per annum. It is compounded at the beginning of every year. So just observe that trend, the beginning of the period. You understand? So you don't need to stress yourself too much as regards that.
I'm looking for future or present value.
At the end of 10 years means future value. At the end of 10 years. At the end.
Now present value, what do
you say how much did you invest now?
So this one we did. This one here is.
Yes, closer to future.
I mean this one.
Yeah, present.
This
present.
one.
Yes, present. Because how much did you invested?
They say at the end.
At the end. Meaning at the end are definitely future value. Because we do not know. They do not know how much is at the end. So that's why they're asking us for it. Alright, so this one should be a little bit straightforward because it is per annual. This is just once. Alright, let me do the analysis here. Net value here was 2,500 naira. Invested at the beginning. So which means it still was annuity due. Annuity due. Compounded and which means our end was just one. Then find all right. All right. So sorry for the interruption. All right, so let's round up with this. Then we continue with the rest of the question in our next class. All right. So yeah, back to where I was. How is the future value of the annuity due that I just mentioned not quite come before the interruption? All right, so our future value is equal to our present value is 2,500. Open bracket. 1 plus 1 plus Our rate is what? 1. Because just we were being told that it was per annum, per year, which means once in a year. Close bracket. To the power of 1 year, 10 years, that's 10 times what? Ten times 1 minus 1, close the bracket, over 0.035 over 1 times what? 1 plus what? 0.035 over 1. Yeah, they say something. Observe the trend first. Alright, so now, this is equal to what? I'm going to press pause and solve it out before I get there. Before I solve it, you can choose to solve it before I finish. Okay, so this is 2500, open bracket, then open another bracket, 1 plus 0.035 over 1 to the power of what? 10 times 1 minus 1, close the bracket. Everything out to 0.035 over 1, then multiply what? The open bracket, 1 plus 0.035, close bracket, over 1. So that gives us how much? That gives us 30,335 naira. 30,334. 9, 7. All right, so we are not done yet, please. We are not done. If you observe, I have a lot of questions for you guys to solve, purely question, but I have to stop here so you can grab and understand this well before we now move to further questions. All right, thank you very much for watching our video. And I'm sure, or I hope, you guys must have learned one or two. If you have been paying close attention to what I've been saying, you will not have any problem with this topic at all. Because this topic is one of the toughest topic in matters of finance, or in finance, or FBA in general. All right, thank you very much. See you for watching our video. See you in our next class. Thank you.
Only one Judas Academy, you know, can't do this one.